I'm working on a replica of the town of St. Augustine in Florida as requested by a fan. When I'm finished with the town, you'll be able to go from the lighthouse all the way to the nearest railroad crossing. And I'm probably going to build like 10 miles up and down the track from there. So, yeah, I'm going to try and build as much of the town as possible. I'm even going to make this drawbridge and even make it so you can drive across it. And I'm going to have ships going under the bridge as well. And I'm going to have the cars actually stop on the bridge when it opens. And you'll actually be able to explore the town, and you'll even be able to go to the lighthouse. This is where the nearest track is, and that's as far as I'm going to build as well. I'm going to make it so you can drive to all the railroad crossings too. I've been looking for a chance to use that St. Augustine Lighthouse model that they have in this game, and now I finally have one. It's a shame though that the lighthouse doesn't glow in the dark like the real one. I actually have footage of the real lighthouse glowing in the dark if you want, and I'll have the link to that in the description. I visited that lighthouse once when I was a truck driver. My trainer was on a 2-week vacation for Christmas, and he dropped me off at a hotel in Jacksonville, and I just took a taxi to the lighthouse to visit it while I was there. I also went to the movie theater. This is actually how I got introduced to Uber. When I was in the Jacksonville hotel, I asked one of the people in the front desk how to get to the St. Augustine Lighthouse when you don't have a car, and one of them mentioned Uber, and they gave me a coupon for a first free ride, which was how I was able to afford to go all the way there. I only had to pay for the return trip. And I was actually very interested in Uber after that. I was like, wow, you can pretty much go anywhere, even without a car. You can just call someone to drive you there. And it's a lot cheaper than taking an actual taxi. I've had to use Uber to get to work a few times. I was actually talking to the Uber driver, and he found out I was a truck driver, and he was like, how much do they pay you? I said 39 cents a mile, and he said, well, Uber pays me 50 cents a mile. And I'm like, well, shoot, maybe I should have been an Uber driver instead then. They apparently pay you more per mile. I also have an interesting story about my trip to the St. Augustine Lighthouse. It was Christmas Eve, and I asked for a ticket to climb to the top, and the person at the desk was like, well, we're about to close right now. And I said, yeah, I know. And then she gave me this look like she was afraid of me or something. Then she printed out a ticket, and I'm like, maybe my sister was right. Maybe I am creepy and scare women. Or maybe people in Florida are just afraid of black people. I don't know what that was. But she actually looked like she was scared of me. I also wanted to go to the Ponce de Leon Inlet Lighthouse that week, but unfortunately, it was 70 miles further south. It cost twice as much money to go to that lighthouse as it did to go to the St. Augustine Lighthouse using Uber, so I just couldn't afford to go there. They only pay you $400 a week when you're training to be a truck driver, and I had other bills to worry about, so unfortunately, I couldn't go there. Though, I do want to go there eventually if I can in the future. I was tempted to try taking the bus there, but even though the bus probably would have been cheaper than a taxi, it's a 5-hour journey. Which means if I had left at 8 o'clock, I wouldn't get there till 1 in the afternoon, and if I had left there at 7 o'clock, which is the time I usually leave because I like to stay there until the light turns on, it would have, I wouldn't have gotten there until midnight. So, yeah, that wasn't really the best option. Plus, it would have been such a boring trip being on the bus for 5 whole hours. But it is very interesting, though, that you can get to all of these lighthouses by bus in Florida. A lot of lighthouses don't have public transportation access. Anyway, we're getting off the subject. Let me show you what I have so far in this. This, of course, is the St. Augustine Lighthouse. I couldn't find any houses that looked exactly like the keeper's house, so I just put a bunch of them there. It still is a shame that it doesn't light up at night. But I guess that's not really the purpose of this game. Anyway, this is Lighthouse Avenue, or what I have of it so far, and this is White Street East. Okay, a few days have passed since I started this video, and I finished the Bridge of Lions that crosses California Highway A1A and Anastasia Boulevard. This bridge causes a lot of traffic backup because it takes forever for the boats to go through it. So I'm going to try to make it cause traffic backup in this game as well, so that aspect of it can be realistic. Anyway, I'm testing to see if this bridge stops traffic, and it looks like it does, which is good because I tried another drawbridge and the cars were still moving even when the bridge was open. Looks like we have a little problem. The cars are going through the bridge before it finishes closing. The bridge isn't capable of stopping the cars while it's still closing, because the cars read that as being open. Well, they read it as a railroad crossing being open, and they can go through it. So I'm going to have to find a way around that. I already have an idea, and I've used this in the past, and I actually have a tutorial on it, and I'll have a link to that in the description as well. How to get cars to stop at drawbridges realistically, and how to make the drawbridge stop traffic. Well, time for another test. Interesting fact, the boat gets the right of way over all traffic at drawbridges, even trains. It's actually against the law to keep a boat waiting. I'm actually not sure if 18-wheelers are allowed to cross this bridge. I don't remember seeing any weight restriction signs though, so they probably can.